and welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So let's start work with the tree view now. So I'm going to exit out, so come right in here, and I am going to enter scroll as the name of my component or my widget. Scroll bar is going to be using the widget scroll bar. I think the B is lowercase, yeah, and it's going to be right inside the right frame. So let's call that. So that will be right frame 1A, comma, and the orientation, I'm going to make that vertical. Right. Okay, now that that is done, let me create my tree view. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say self.studentRecords. That is the name of my tree view. Underscore records equals ttk dot Treeview, and this Treeview is going to be right inside right frame 1. Comma. I'm going to set the height as approximately 18 and column. Let's say the following columns will be used. So I'm going to start with std I1, that will be student ID, comma. I'm going to enter another one for that will be for first name. Let's just paste that. Right, this will be first name, and this will be surname, address, then after that, after the address, I'm going to enter, let's say, gender, and let's come out here and just press enter. And the next one after gender, let's go for mobile phone, the mobile. And let's go for the core unit, math. Then we have science and programming. There we go. Let's close that here. Alright, that's my table. Comma. I will now attach my scroll bar to the y axis. So let's come here and just say y scroll. Command equals the y scroll bar here, this very one. Just paste it right there. Dot set. Right. Okay, I'm now just going to come right underneath here and get this scroll bar packed. So let's say scroll bar dot pack, and I want it to be to the right, so let's say side equals right, and fill equals y, the y axis. There. Now let's create our headings. the columns and headings. I'm going to copy that and just paste that underneath here. Now, this is going to be for my heading. So I'm going to say sep.studentBreaker.heading equals std ID, that's for the student ID, and that will be comma, the text on it is going to be equals to student ID. There. So that's the student ID. The next one is going to be for the first name, so I'm going to copy this and just paste it around. Let's copy it again, paste. Alright, let's get it indented properly. Hold on to the control and click. There we go. Now, this is going to be first name. And this is first name as well. We have surname next. There. Address. And address here. And so on. Okay, let me just pick that up. Our gender here. And this is going to be gender. Okay, all of the headings are now in place. So let's now show these headings. So I'm going to come down here. Let's copy this, paste, and right there, let's say show. And what are we showing? We are showing the heading. That will be show equals headings. There. And enter apostrophe there as well. Okay, show equals headings. So I'm going to copy all of these to now define my column. Copy, paste, paste. And I just need to define my column. Alright, so I have the name of my column of each column there, and here the next one will be, let's go for the width. The width of this equals, let's make that 70. And just copy, change the rest around. Right there. Okay. And in here, instead of heading, that should be column. Right. Just change that to column. And let's just speed that up. And there we go. There. Alright, this is a column here. I'm going to make that 100. And the next one here will be 95. Followed by 70, let's say 100 here. Let's just make this surname 100 as well. And the address, I'm going to make that 100 as well. Okay. Now, let's round up this table. So let's just say sep.studentRecord.pack. And we want it to actually fill both sides. Fill both. Comma. Extend equals 1. There. Okay, let's try it out, but before then, look here, that's supposed to be headings. And here that's supposed to be equals. There. Right, think that's about it. Let's run it now and see. Let's see. There we go. That's nice. Look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now let's start work with the functions. Let's take care of the functions. Okay, you see, before I can start work with these functions, I'm going to have to declare some variables. Let's come here. So say right underneath here. Right underneath here. I'm going to declare some variables here. Okay, the very first one is going to be student. Student ID. ID equals string variable. There. Then we have first name equals string variable. Then we have the address, that to be equals string variable as well, and so on. Those are my variables in place. I will now start work with the functions. So let's come in here, just copy these and paste it right underneath here. The very first function that I'm going to deal with will be that of the exit. So I just call it iExit, and iExit, that will be equals tkinter.messagebox that will be ask yes or no, and what will be the message? The first argument will be students management system. There, that's my very first argument. Close that. And the second argument is going to be, let's say, confirm if you want to exit. There, that's the second argument. Now, if selection is to exit, so we use an if statement to determine the option made. So if iExit is less than 0, then we want to exit root.destroy. There we go, and let's return it now. There. So that is my exit taken care of. I will now call this exit inside the button called exit. Scroll right down. Exit right here. So let's assume we enter that in here. Command equals iExit. There we go. Just before trying it, let's go up here. So make sure you enter column there. So I'm going to run it now. Let's see. We have an error, so that means we need to get that indented. Right. Okay, let's run it. There. And let's click on the exit. Yeah, that's working. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. That is fine. Exit works. So let's take care of reset. I'm going to copy all of that variable. Come right down here and just say function reset. There. I'm going to paste all of that here, and this should be reset. And let's get it indented properly. Select it all, hold on to control there. Right, I'm going to clear all of these, so let's just say dot. There we go. Copy, repeat the same thing for the others. There we go. And right here, I'm going to change this to call unit. Okay, and this is going to be, let's copy that and just change the rest around anyway. Mass we call unit anyway. There's going to be 3 core units and 5 optional units. So mass is a core unit, so this is optional. Optional unit, okay. There we go. Add mass is optional. Science is core unit, and the rest are optional. Okay, that's fine. There we go. So we now need to call this very function right here on that very button that is called exit, no, reset, equals that, comma. So that is reset working. So let's try that out. And we just enter whatever in there. And let's just change this around and see what's going to happen. There should be 3 core units, and those 3 core units are right here: math, science, and programming. So reset. Click on reset. I expect this one to change, and nothing changes. Let's see. It's called. Yeah, it's not going to work. The reason being, this variable has to be attached to each of the components. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's come into student ID. Inside student ID, there should be a variable here, comma, text variable equals that student ID, and so on. I meant to repeat the same thing for the others. So they must all have their own variable called. This variable actually is for, that should be for the text box. Cut that off. Text box, yeah. And this one is for first name. We change that to first name. There. This is for surname. Change that to surname. Address. That'll be address as well. And right here we have gender. And here that'll be mobile. The mobile phone. There we go. And for the subject area, let's just come in here, paste, and I'll be changing them around. Oh, undo that. No, that's okay. So that is the database. This is animation programming, and right here that is graphic. Let's see what's the name of that. Oh, digital graphics, that's a long one. Okay, come right down. I'm going to press enter here, just enter the digital graphic. Okay, here is programming. We have to do the same thing, copy programming. So I'm actually calling each variable, and this is animation. Right, that's fine. Then we have database. There. Okay, so let's do it for the other 4 subjects. Come right down. I have another 4 here. This is math. The math. And below it is science, hard math, and spreadsheet. Copy, paste. There. That's the spreadsheet, hard math. There. And we have science. Paste. There we go. Alright, I think that's all there is to it. Okay, let's try it out. Run. Just enter whatever in there, then we'll click on the reset button. Let's try this out. The default value, just change the default value to whatever you want. And this. Okay, reset. Good. The reset is working. That's good. Now, let's take care of. Maybe we should take care of this easy one. Right, that's the print. Close that and close this as well. For the print, let's come right underneath here. I'm just going to call my function as print. Let's call it iPrint. That might be a reserved word. I don't know if there's anything reserved word in here. Okay, there. For the print, I'm going to use a for loop. I will say for child in self dot. Let's grab it. It's right here. Okay, self dot student records, and this student record is going to be dot get underscore child children underscore children, not child. There we go. Enter column there. Let's print it out. So we just say print, and that will be self dot record. Okay, let's copy all of that. Dot item, and that is going to be the child, and we'll just enter the value there. That will be for all anyway. There we go. Okay, let's call this function inside the print button, or on the print button. Where is it? Right there. So come up here and just enter command equals print. There we go. So we've taken care of the print. Okay, I'm going to now take care of this add. Let's take care of that. Come up here, right underneath the print. That's going to be add data. There. For add data, first of all, I'm going to use the if statement. If student student ID dot get. If that is equals nothing, or let's say first name as well equals nothing dot get equals empty as well. Yep, it should be an all. And there, come on. Now we have another one here. Have a surname, copy that, paste it right here. Changes to the surname. There. So if those three, so if there's nothing in those three variables, and I want a message box to pop up, let me copy this, my message box here. Copy tkinter, bring it down. There. Message box. Let's say, just gonna enter something in here. Enter correct. Enter student correct details. Enter student details. Yeah, that's fine. That's it. That's my message. Okay. Else, if there's something in there, we now want the following. I'm going to create as follows: SQL con, that's one of my local variables that I will use to activate my SQL. SQL dot connect, and that connection is through the host, equals the local host. Okay, we have the local host there. And what else do we have? We have the user. The user is going to be root. Then we have the password. Enter a comma there. Password equals CKC, lowercase, comma, and the database name. My database is called students, I think with an S. There. Okay, so let me show you guys the database. I'm not going to create database because I've already shown you guys how to create database in my previous tutorial. That's my database right there. Okay, let me just show you the raw data itself, where we have the right here. There we go. Those are the fields. Okay, and it's this field that I'm dealing with now, or I'm going to deal with now. So let's come back in here. Okay, so I believe you guys know how to create a database. If you don't want to use MySQL, you can always use the PHP MyAdmin. It's the same. It works the same. But if you have MySQL on your system and PHP MyAdmin, you're gonna have to disconnect one, else you might have an error. Okay, so let's say SQL con.cursor, and this cursor dot, I'd like you to execute. That should be execute as follows. That is going to be insert into student the following values, but those values are unknown. So we'll make a pound %, comma. I have 9 fields, so I'm just going to enter those. There we go. There. Comma. Now we now need to define our fields. Up here I have the name of my fields, so I think it's here somewhere. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. I will have to delete some though. Okay, copy that. Some will have to go. It's only 9 that I have. Come right down, paste. Now this is going to be known as get whatever value, comma, that is there. And let's take care of it individually anyway. Okay, and the next one, paste it, comma, copy, paste. And yes, this one is there, this is there. And these ones are not allowed on the database. Okay, so let's get it indented properly. Bring it out there and just move it up. Alright, we now need to run this up here and get rid of that comma. There we go. Alright, so I will now have to get my connector, SQL Connect. I will now have to get it to comments. And I will also have to close it. Dot close for now. There. Okay, so let's grab a message box that we acknowledge that the message is updated or the database is updated. So let's just say student database. Okay, student database updated. Yeah, student management system updated. Record entered. Okay, let's just save record entered successfully. Okay, right there. All right, now I can even try this out now, but first things first, let's come in here and come right here and just get our command equals that comma. Okay, so I'm going to try this out. The first thing first, let's change this to show information right there. Come on. Alright, let's run it and see it run. I think we have an error, so let's see. Oh, wrong spelling of command. Let's go down to the button area. There we go, look at it. Okay, come in here. Let's get that sorted. Right, so let's run it again. Hopefully it should be alright now. Okay, so let's enter some data in there. So let's say the student ID is that, and the name is Jackie. And the surname of Jackie, let's just call it Kingsley. Address, let's say Hall Avenue, London. Jackie is female, mobile number. There. So let's just change whatever I want to change in here, and okay. So hopefully if it works, we should be able to see Jackie's details right here. Let's go to the table first. So Jackie's details should be right underneath if it works. Okay, so I expect it to be somewhere here. Alright, let's see. Add. I'm going to look. Yeah, there's an error. So let's see that first. Okay, the password. Let's look at that password. Let's come back here. Right. Okay, that's okay. Then we're gonna run it again. Run. So we try that again. I'm going to enter 990. Okay, and the name again, that says Jackie. And this one is, let's change this whole name to Mike. Address 23 James okay, James Village, Old Town. Old Town Road. Okay, that's female, and here mobile number. There, and just change this to whatever. Complete. Yeah, click. And let's check the database. I'm going to have to refresh it, so Jackie's data should be in here. Come right here, click, and back to the table. Come right down. There we go. That's Jackie's details. Okay, you see that, guys? Alright, so the system is working. I'm going to minimize that. Okay, now let's write another lines of code to display the database here. Okay, we are almost there. So 1, 2, we can even print it out now once we have some data in there.